This is Talk of the Town, a weekly program featuring community events happening in and around Northeast Michigan. With your host, Bradley Summers. And get the latest from Alpena Community College with ACC President Dr. Don McMaster. And now, today's Talk of the Town.
Good morning and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm your host, Bradley Summers, and today my first guest is Leslie Dort from Friends Together.
Hi there.
How are you today?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
Well, thank you for being here.
Happy to be here.
We were talking just before the show, all these wonderful things, obviously, that we see in the community that Friends Together does. Your mission is amazing, helping people going and navigating through the hardships of the cancer diagnosis and all the support that you and your team is able to provide.
Yeah.
One of the big things I know that I've seen a lot on social media and that we were discussing too is your gas card challenge.
Yes, transportation is a big topic for folks diagnosed with cancer and their families. It's a financial hardship. There's a lot of toxicity labels around finances when you get a cancer diagnosis because the cost of medical care is so much, and if you've got insurance, then that's terrific. A big portion of that is covered. But if you're, for example, getting radiation treatment and you're into the hospital every day for treatment, that takes a toll on your pocketbook just for filling your car with fuel, if you have a car that can make it in every day. And plus, you just physically may not be up to that. So our transportation program is probably our most tangible and most common way for people to come to us for support.
And just to put things into context, right now you're giving out $1,000 a week in gas cards.
On average.
That's that's amazing.
Yeah, and it's in like $20 increments. We're not giving out 100. We're not filling your tank every time you come in. We're taking the sting out.
Yeah. And
still at $25 increments, we're getting up to $1,000 a week and helping people.
And just another statistic, 5,585 free miles of transportation you provided in February.
Right. And we serve Alpena, Elkona, Presque Isle, Iosco, Mount Morenci, Ascota counties. So we have a 9,000 square mile, 100,000 people, geographical area that we're dealing with. And so if you're in Tawas and need a ride to Alpena for treatment, we're here.
And you provide it, you have vans too that you provide transportation with.
Our transportation program. Now our gas card challenge right now is gas cards specifically, but our transportation budget is exponentially larger than that because that includes, like you said, our 2 vans that are on the road every day taking folks to treatment no matter where in Michigan treatment might be. So it might be Grand Rapids one day, Ann Arbor the next, Traverse City, or it could be that Rogers City to Alpena route daily to get through a radiation treatment schedule. And then lodging on top of that.
Yeah.
So if you've got a 7 a.m. appointment at U of M in Ann Arbor, you're going to want to leave the night before, so you're not traveling at 2 a.m.
Wow, and such an amazing resource that you provide there.
Oh, thank you. It's Friends Together really is a place of joy and hope. It's not about, we help with the hardships. We're going to support you emotionally in a lot of ways through all of that, but we're there to supply a little bit of hope, help you see that.
Well, and talking just about that support and that hope and the positivity, talk a little bit about the Tuesday topics and some of that initiative that just started and some of those wonderful resources.
Well, it's pretty amazing. I mean, you go from the gas card challenge, and all of this, we have to mention is because of our donors. That individual person in the community who sends us $25, $50 to help perhaps their neighbor who has cancer. So I like to think of everything that we do for support as neighbor helping neighbor. We're just the conduit. So our support programs, we have 3 new ones now that we've introduced. Tuesday Topics is the second Tuesday of every month, and it's about an hour-long program that you can come to in person or see on via Zoom. So it's a community-wide. It's just not meant for cancer patients. Last night was our first one. It was well attended. It was on supplements, which is a huge topic for everybody. How do you know what supplement to take and when to take it and how much to take and how it balances out. So Tuesday topics will be relevant topics that anybody might be interested in, and then once that program is done for that particular month, we'll get it up on our website, so we'll have a resource page that you can refer to it again whenever you want to. So we'll tape all those.
And you're bringing in local people to help administer these topics as well. Like Christine Spicer was from Lefebvre Pharmacy, was in there.
So local professionals who you'd see in town, but we're also trying to draw from both my Michigan speaker panel. They have a group of docs and other professionals. Also Carmanas will give us their speakers, so we might have statewide speakers too, giving Alpena folks in the area access to even more knowledge.
You know, so that's why it's so important to, you know, attend these fundraisers. You know, the concert shows and all of the $10 donations that go from these, or the dueling pianos, or any of the other wonderful initiatives that you all are putting out there, go to help make sure that these things are solidified and provided to the people that need it, and to educate the community as a whole.
Oh, absolutely. Another new support group is Coffee and Conversation. So Tuesday mornings at 8 o'clock, man or woman, you can come whether you're the cancer patient or somebody who loves the cancer patient. Just come in and chat with other people in the room who might have a similar issue or concern that you do, or just may need that space between appointments.
And how often do those run?
That's every Tuesday at 8 o'clock right at our office.
Okay.
Yep.
So that's not just every second Tuesday. I mean, that's, I can come in there and
have a cup of coffee Tuesday morning, cup of tea. Bring your power drink, whatever.
My Red Bull at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah okay, well.
Well, you know, I'm glad we got the opportunity to talk about the Gas Card Challenge.
Yeah.
I know you have some opportunities for people to make some donations coming up. I know there's something you have going on in May 6th.
Yes, May 6th is a brand new fundraiser for us. It's a pop-up boutique. We've had a similar one in the past, but this one is going to have actual vendors at it. We'll also have some raffles at it. It'll be at the Thunder Bowl, and there'll be the concession stand will be open for sale, so you could come in and have a burger and shop around at the vendors and buy some Mother's Day gifts. So it'll be on May 6th, right before Mother's Day.
Perfect timing for that too.
Yeah, gee, you're right.
Oh, geez. But, well, thank you. That's all the time that we have today.
Shocking.
You know, but thank you. It goes by so quick, doesn't it? But thank you again for coming in and talking about everything that's going on and informing everybody out there too that's watching today.
Oh, absolutely. And please call us if you have any questions.
And visit your social media page, your webpage. I know you are all extraordinarily friendly human beings and love to talk about ways that you can make a positive difference.
Oh, absolutely. That's what it's about.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me on.
Well, thanks for being here again. Stay tuned after the break. Welcome back from the break. My next guest is Stephanie Gondula with the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary. Hi, Stephanie.
Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you today?
Doing very well, thank you.
So, some really exciting news on the front at the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary is the discovery of the Ironton.
That's exactly right. We've been talking about it for a few weeks now. We announced the discovery on March 1st, and wow, did that really hit the newspapers and the TV and the radio all around the world. Really exciting news coverage for that. And what's neat to see about that, of course, is to talk about all of our partners that came from around the world to contribute to the expedition that discovered the Ironton. But even more exciting is that every interview we do, every email communication even, we're really talking about Alpena. And just imagine the people all around the world that are hearing about Alpena, Michigan, the headquarters of the Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary.
It's incredible. And, you know, we've said this before. I mean, there's 16 NOAA or
15 sites and then 2 National Marine Monuments.
National Marine Monuments. And we're lucky enough to have one here in Alpena, which is an incredible asset to our community. And we have such a, you know, a vast underwater world that we've yet to explore just in our backyard that, you know, it's really neat. And then something like this comes out, where a ship that's been since 1894.
That's right, well done. It sank in a collision in 1894, and a tragic story, a reminder not only that there's much more to discover, much more to map, much more to understand about our Great Lakes, but also a window into our history, our human history, our past, that we don't always get to see in the history books, right? So the people that very tragically went down on this ship, so 5 of the 7 sailors lost their lives, they're working people like you and me. I mean, we're not in the textbooks. Yeah. These people weren't, but these are the people that really built, you know, they were working on the workhorses like Ironton that really built what our country is today.
Yeah, and it collided with a corn hauler or a grain hauler.
Yes.
From reading the article and seeing some of that excitement that was, you know, around this is really neat. And then it was brought up too that the first part of the discovery was back in 2019.
That's right. Yeah, so it was part of an expedition with Dr. Robert Ballard's Ocean Exploration Trust, and he explores all over the world. Really cool to have him exploring here in Lake Huron. And so a partnership with University of New Hampshire Robotics. They have an autonomous surface vessel, so bringing in really cool tech, and lots of other partners. 2019, you're right, that's when it was discovered, but COVID sort of halted any more exploration and documentation that we could do at the site. It's remote, it's deep. It takes a lot of money to ramp up another expedition to go fully document it, which is what our charge is, right, at the sanctuary as archaeologists, is to go understand that site as a whole. So we were delayed a bit, like everyone was for those few years. Really great opportunity to partner with the United States Coast Guard to go back out and launch another expedition to put eyes, if you will, on the shipwreck site. And if you saw the amazing video footage, that's how we were able to get that, partnering with the University of North Carolina and Wilmington's undersea vehicles program. They brought an awesome big, really big, size of a minivan almost, well maybe not that big, but really big underwater robot with high resolution cameras and lights, able to go down and really get a good documentation of the shipwreck site. And that's where you could see that really striking, tragic again, image of the lifeboat at the stern of the Ironton, that lifeboat that those 5 sailors couldn't quite get untied from the schooner as it went down.
Wow, and because of like the fresh cold water and, you know, it's able to be preserved really well.
For sure, yeah, those masts, all 3, standing up 90 some feet in the water column.
Really?
So very well preserved. You know, people talk about, well, are there plans to bring up the ship? And it's been so well preserved at the bottom of Lake Huron, we would never want to do that. It tells its story perfectly where it is, especially with the technology that we have today, that we can bring it to our audiences, bring it to the interpretation products at the visitor center, virtually dive the shipwreck Ironton.
And maybe it'll even become a future film for the Film Fest.
Oh, wouldn't that be cool?
Yeah, it would be really cool.
I love that idea.
That would be really cool.
Yeah, a Hollywood drama.
Yeah, right. COVID hit us all, and for 3 years. No. 90 feet though, the masts are sitting underwater, fully upright.
Yep.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible.
Just really
think
untouched.
About that.
Yeah, if you think about our shallow wrecks, especially compared to these really deep, so perfectly preserved wrecks. I mean, the shallow ones, they're still super cool, but they're subject to the dynamic shoreline and the moving sands and wind and waves and ice. But hundreds and hundreds of feet below the surface of Lake Huron, it's pretty still. Pretty quiet.
Yeah.
Pretty cold.
Well, and that's why too, the location of this, is a guarded secret, because you want these things to be as preserved as possible before the research can actually begin. That's
right. So we're nearing the completion of the full documentation, and then the next steps are to explore, working with the state of Michigan, putting a mooring buoy on it, because as you said, the coordinates aren't yet released, but we do encourage accessibility to these amazing archaeological sites. I mean, you visit shallow wrecks. Yeah. So eventually, divers will be able to visit that. The location will be known. But I mean, that's what it's all about. We want people to connect to these sites and to see them. And so, like on the Glass Bottom Boat, it's a great example. A little bit easier to get to the wrecks that you can see on the Glass Bottom Boat than the Ironton.
Yeah, and the only reason I brought that up is you know, it is important that we, you know, that you and your team and the partners and people that are brought in know what you're working with under there too. And you don't want people in there like taking artifacts or, you know, you just want people to be able to enjoy it. And I know that's always, you know, the mission and the message that you're sending. But you know, before those initial things can happen, you know, so I'm, you know, just kind of saying that. So in April, please don't go running out there trying to find this.
That's right.
You know, just, you know,
Well, it's true, and for the most part, I mean, 99% of the divers and the folks that visit these sites know the laws, and they're very respectful. And so that's because of the preservation philosophy that the state of Michigan and the National Marine Sanctuary System really promote and work hard to encourage.
Well, thank you so much. I mean, this is an incredible opportunity to talk about this, and what an exciting project you have going forward. And you know, it's just neat to see that. And just one quick little thing too, before we got on the air, you know, you had touched on it at the very beginning about the excitement that this has generated in our area in the state of Michigan, and throughout the, you know, the network of Thunder Bay National Marine Sanctuary and NOAA. But you know, you also said that this was the third most popular article that was put out in the AP in the world.
In the whole world.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it when the reporters told me that. I was like, in the whole world? And how neat is that?
That's
I mean,
awesome.
people, like I said in the beginning, people are hearing about Alpena, Michigan and what we have here, that not only the history we have here, but, you know, the shipwreck sites to visit and the Heritage Center to visit. And who knows what kind of visitors we'll get this year that heard about it in, you know, Bulgaria, or, I mean, literally I talk to news outlets all over the world.
And it's such a great thing to even just bring up in conversation for people coming off the Viking boats, or just all those awesome opportunities and the visitors that come. And so much, you know, excitement is generated from this. So thank you for sharing that today. I really appreciate that.
I love to tell shipwreck stories.
Well, it was a blustery night, but thank you again for being here and sharing everything with us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us today as we continue to endeavor the world of nonprofits in our local communities. Stay tuned after the break for our Don McMaster and the ACC segment.
Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Talk of the Town. I'm Dr. Don McMaster, president of Alpena Community College. I'd like to take our time together this morning to talk about a couple of neat things that happened at the college this week. First, on Monday, I had the great pleasure to join 3 ACC students at the state Phi Theta Kappa award ceremony down at the Kellogg Center at Michigan State University's campus. These students have excelled academically, of course. That's what Phi Theta Kappa is, but they've also done a number of volunteer activities, just been leaders on campus and in the community. And they were honored along with Phi Theta Kappa award winners from the other 27 community colleges in Michigan. So I'd like to share a little bit of background about these 3. And first is Alyssa Delisle. And Alyssa will graduate from ACC in May 2023 with an associate in applied science degree in accounting. She has demonstrated excellence, leadership, and success as a full-time student, as well as working part-time as a certified nursing assistant on weekends. She has volunteered to coach children's soccer and has also raised money to donate to the Dork Brothers racing team by running 3 5K races. In the fall, Alyssa will enroll in a 3+1 bachelor's degree program through Northwood University to earn a Bachelor's of Science in Accounting. Christina Teeples is currently in the 2nd semester of the Licensed Practical Nursing program at ACC. She is a non-traditional student who has always had a passion for learning and going to school. She began working with mentally ill and developmentally disabled adults in January 2008. Her experience working with these people helped her realize that she wanted to work in a healthcare field. She had obtained a certified nursing assistant degree and continues to work part-time at an adult foster care home in Oscoda, as well as working at My Michigan Health in Alpena. Upon completion of her LPN program and passing the NCLEX, Christina will continue her nursing education at ACC in the RN program. Christina was an award winner, a Phi Theta Kappa Coca-Cola Scholarship Award winner, which is an even higher distinction. She attends classes down in Oscoda. Megan Wright, our third award winner, was homeschooled until she began college at age 16. She completed ACC's early college program, and after graduating in May 2023, she plans to transfer to Grand Valley State University to major in biomedical science before entering dental school. Megan ultimately plans to serve in the U.S. Air Force as a dentist and to eventually work with an international humanitarian medical corps. Involved in her community, Megan volunteers with the local canine search and rescue team and volunteers at a local greenhouse to help grow food for a local soup kitchen. She has volunteered with Science Olympiad by coaching students in local parochial schools and homeschooling groups. Megan is also a math and science tutor for ACC and serves as president of the Language Society and the Sigma Zeta Honor Society. In an effort to give back to her community and college, Megan is a founding member of a scholarship fund to help homeschooled students attend ACC. So you can see by these, three bios, these students have done and are doing remarkable things in the classroom, but also outside the classroom, where most of the rest of us live, and to support and help and be plugged into the community. And really, this is what Phi Theta Kappa awards are about, and really this is what student leadership is about, something that we really take seriously and try and promote at ACC and give students opportunity to grow in that way. And these three students Monday represented themselves and the college beautifully. They had family and friends and loved ones there. They were introduced and these bios were read. And it was just a really lovely event honoring three outstanding ACC students. Just a little bit about Phi Theta Kappa. It's headquartered in Jackson, Mississippi. It's the largest honor society in American higher education with 1,250 chapters on 2-year and community college campuses in all 50 of the United States and throughout the world. More than 2 million students have been inducted since its founding in 1918, with approximately 100,000 students inducted annually nationally. Phi Theta Kappa, community college presidents and community college state associations sponsor all-state community college academic team ceremonies in 38 participating states, Michigan's being one, and that's what we did Monday. Students from the participating states are nominated to the All-USA Community College Academic Team, and they are automatically named to the All-State Community College Academic Teams. So Phi Theta Kappa is a lifetime membership, so congratulations to these three, and what a pleasure it was to watch them in action. Another neat thing that happened, I got a real kick out of it. Our women's softball team annually travels south to get in some games during spring break. Spring break is next week, this upcoming week. So they go down, they get on the road and go down as a group to the south where it's warm and get in a bunch of softball games with other teams. And it's still snow on the ground up here, so this is like preseason. But they were all taking photos, the big snowbank next to Kaiser Paul. But they had their ACC kind of Hawaiian southern gear on, and they were pretty excited about headed south to play softball. I was excited for them. Last piece, I just have to give a shout out to the Alcona High Knowledge Bowl team. that finished first in this year's Knowledge Bowl competition. As a former Tiger myself, and a frequent judge in that event, they were up against formidable competition, good teams from larger schools, and I'm just delighted that to hear that they emerged on top. It says a lot about the community. It says a lot about the school, parents, and the students, most notably. So congratulations, go Tigers. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you again next week.
Talk of the Town with your hosts Bradley Summers and Dr. Don McMaster. For a list of community events taking place in Northeast Michigan, please visit our website at WVKB11.com and click on our community link. This has been a Thunder Bay Broadcasting Corporation production. All rights reserved.